We're going to look at fungal kiting. Basically, again, we're on a ramp, and we're going to drop fungals defensively as our opponent pushes up that ramp, and then just use complete range to our advantage. This is a Hydra player. Now, this is with no fungal growth here. This just shows you that that is a devastating number of roaches. They will, hands down, easily beat the Hydralisks. Obviously, that's the case. Now we're going to go ahead and respawn. This time, we're actually going to do some fungal growth. And this time, we're not on a ramped up map. We're going to be doing this in an open terrain. So fungal is not going to be quite as effective here. We just want to display what things are like without perfect fungals. So, lots of fungal energy being baited down, but the Hydralisk still doing a good job kiting backwards. Again, fungals getting used, picking off big numbers of roaches, but ultimately the roaches are still going to win that battle. Now, we're going to go back to that ramp, because this is where things get interesting. Oops, too many Hydralisks. Let's go back, reload. Yeah. Alright, so again, this time we're going to have the blue attack up the ramp again, but we're going to fungal growth, and watch what happens. It's completely different than we've seen so far. Throwing down a couple of infested Terran because he's trying to bait up, but that's just a little error here. We're going to go ahead and reload this one more time. Okay, reset energy. Alright, we're going to do this. We're going to do this, I promise. Promise we're going to do this. Alright, we're going up here. So, good fungal's going off. That gets most of the roaches. Now, the Hydras are moving back. They're using their range to their advantage. This is a lot of complicated micro, but as long as you're landing the fungals, the rest is elementary, my dear Watson. The rest is elementary. As you can see, the Roach is just having a really horrendous time against this, and ultimately the Hydralisks coming out on top. Now we're going to be looking at what it's like to have Roach Hydralisks with fungal growth versus Roach Hydras without. I want you to see how much of a difference fungal growth actually makes in a matchup like this. Alright, so here we go. Blue is attacking in. Blue has a lot more Hydralisks back there, even some more roaches. As you can see, red has the Infestors tucked away in the corner. This is going to be a Infestor usage here, so obviously, the player with a bigger number of roaches and Hydras wins this engagement. Makes logical sense. But now we're going to factor in Infestors. Oops, Infested Terran are just chilling here on the map. Let's reset. Okay, cool. So now we've got the bigger number of Roach Hydras, blues are on the right. Now we've got a smaller number of Roach Hydra on the left with Infestor support. And watch what's going to happen. Watch the difference that just a couple of key fungals is going to make here. Because it locks the roaches down so that most of them aren't attacking. It keeps the Hydras in the back, so again, they can't really attack. And you just have more DPS for longer. And that is ultimately, again, going to make all the difference here. A little bit of a dance. And after celebrating, let's go right on over here to the field. We are on the field. Now, this is a wide open terrain, similar to something like the middle of Whirlwind, maybe. But, again, we want to show that fungal is good in certain situations. In other situations, not so much. And you're going to see that here. There's pre-splits for both sides. Pre-splits are basically what defeats fungal growth each and every time. But still, this will be effective. It's just not as effective. Roaches basically just buffering there for the Hydralisks. But the red player is doing better than he did in previous engagements, but he doesn't win this battle yet. This is the most cost-effective of anything so far. So if you're going to do Roach Hydra, you find yourself behind, add Infestor.